loves. This is Kamara with Of Water and Spirit. Welcome to your reading, group number one. So, group number one, I'm going to dive right into this reading so that you will know where you're landing on the medicine wheel. According to this deck, if you want to know the name of this deck, let me get the name really quick in case you're just popping in. Sorry, I had to reach for it. Sacred Visions Oracle deck. So, why don't we dive in? And I want to talk to you about your placement, group number one. It's very interesting, very powerful. And I hope you did get a chance to listen to the download from the ancestors that I put in the intro video regarding the medicine that they are communicating. So, group number one, you were attracted to this medicine person. And on the other side, it says prayer, petitioning the Supreme Court. And it's in the south position on the medicine wheel, which for this deck and this tradition is red. It says here, and I think it's very important to read, prayer is a petition. You're asking for something, and this desire gives birth, the egg that the medicine person is holding, and hope, the butterfly that's right here. It says you direct this request to a greater power, the Creator, knowing that you may not get what you want, but you get what you need. I'll stop here because I think that is very much maybe the theme that your ancestors are pointing to, group number one, that there is this desire for transformation. And maybe you've been in this process for a while. And it's interesting because transformation, they're saying, goes in so many layers of change, right? Transformation doesn't often just happen like that. It takes us through various stages. If you know anything about the butterfly and the caterpillar journey, there's even places in that journey before the caterpillar turns into a butterfly where its entire body has to liquefy. Its entire body has to change, literally transmute its composition to emerge as the butterfly. And I would say the same for anything that grows within a shelled egg. There's development happening in that shell before this being, this energy forms and begins to tick gently at the fragile shell until it's able to emerge. I mean, there's many stories of people talking about not assisting the chick as it tries to tap its way out the shell, because that tapping is actually another form of developing its neck muscles, And so when we help the baby bird emerge from the shell, there are often what we think is helping is actually hindering their growth process. And I think that is something also that Spirit is pointing out to you, group number one, is there, it needs to be some kind of examination for someone in group number one about the things that they're using to help them to grow. And some of the things that they need to allow to be an organic process. This may even speak to how you might be assisting someone else in their growth process. Where is it that assistance is needed, and where is it that that assistance can hinder the entire process? I'm being called to pull one of these cards because this ancestor says they are wanting to communicate with you from this energy, whatever energy emerges or energies. But tell us, ancestor, who is coming forward with a message for group number one? Who's coming forward with a message for group number one? Might be more than a few people or one. Interesting. You have the autumn card. Release the old and rest. Making sure that's just one card. So this ancestor could be of crow medicine or raven medicine. I've never quite learned how to tell the beaks apart, but a blackbird I'm also hearing. And autumn is interesting because this ancestor is somewhat of an elder for you, somewhat of an elder that may have some close ties to the fall, to autumn. You may be in autumn where you're living right now. It's autumn where I'm living in my part of the world. And this, I think this blackbird is very much like a symbol for this ancestor. If you watch crows, they have this habit of forming relationships with humans by bringing them small gifts, gifts that they find in nature. And so there's something there about the crow, perhaps the raven, being a messenger for you, a gift giver for you, group number one. And I'm being told to pick a couple more oracle cards. This one is, I believe, from the Katinji Oracle, if I'm pronouncing that right. What message does this ancestor have for you? It says, fierce desert flower. The number 18 could be important to someone. Maybe you were born on the day of 18 of a month. It also equals to 9, so that could also hold qualities of 9 or September. Let's read a little bit what the book says about a fierce desert flower. Desert flowers are interesting because they have a habit of conserving water, right? There are some plants in the desert, if you are thirsty and you're stuck in the desert, you can break them open and find water in their reserves. But let's read a little bit about what it says about this desert flower, group number one. It feels like it might be speaking to a quality or qualities that you have. It says, long ago in the future, desert was as lush as the jungle. His people adorned themselves with great bright flowers, and they frolicked in happiness and ease from the rainbows of morning into the sparkling dew of night. Over time, Desert became so proud of his beauty that he believed he was better than all the other lands. He ceased to exchange with them, and instead he became obsessed with the sun's power and allowed only the sun to influence his land and people. Desert changed. He became dry, stark, vast, hot as the sun in the day and cold as the stars in the night. Many of his people withered and died, but some of them refused to succumb to desert's madness. Some of them sent their roots deeper into tap the hidden waters far below the sun-baked crust. Some spread their roots wider in order to immediately soak up the occasional gift of rain that the compassionate other lands sent now and then. Desert's people developed tough skins and attitudes of resilience and radical acceptance that there were that they that were respected by all peoples of other lands. Every now and then, desert's people would burst forth with flowers infinitely more beautiful than the blossoms of easier times. Their brilliant blooms open not without joy and with an edge of defiance, fervently asserting, celebrating their vitality in an unlikely face of stark land. It's so resonant for me, group number one, because I do currently live in the desert. And it's talking about harsh landscapes, where we have to evolve to the places that we live in. And it's interesting because this prayer is like a petition, maybe for some of you, a petition for water. And water doesn't only mean the actual element, but that element, it could also mean our emotions. It's like we're petitioning for something that's very emotional for us, something that has caused us to have to adapt to our situations, something that's caused us to have to release the old and rest. So, group number one, your ancestor is saying here that there is something to your environment, the adaptations that you have had to implement in order to survive. And in doing that, living in challenging conditions, you are developing kind of like this resilience, Spirit is saying, your ancestors are saying. And this resilience, it's coming with maybe something that you need to speak to Spirit, something you need to pray, because prayers, while they could be silent, they are often said aloud because there's some power in evoking the prayer. It says here to consider, when you're drawn to this archetype, that the difficulties of your situation are not hindrances. Very interesting. It's as if Spirit is saying, not that your prayers are not needed, but there is something here about recognizing the season you are in, recognizing that in all of this is the matter of change, is the matter of transmutation and transformation, of growth, to see your situation in maybe a different way. Let's see, Spirit has a message for you. A couple. The first one, self-awareness is key. Take time today to go within. Spend time with your soul. Go for a walk in nature and ground yourself. Meditate. Listen to your favorite music. Whatever you enjoy to do most, do that today. The second message, whenever you talk to us, it never goes unheard. We hear every single word. This is your confirmation that this is a confirmation that we are assisting you, guiding you, and ensuring your wishes finally do come to fruition. Be patient. Everything will come together for you. So, group number one, your ancestors are saying your prayers have been heard, and they understand the hardship that you may be in. Because there's something in your environment. It might be about your home. It might be around where you're living. It may just also even speak to your survival. And your ancestors are saying, while your prayers have been heard, make sure that you are taking care of yourself. make sure you're doing the things that keep you connected, such as going for a walk, moving your body, um, connecting with nature. Because they're saying in nature, you are going to find the clues to survive in maybe stark situations. You're going to see energetically and energetically receive, I'm hearing from your ancestors, um, lessons from nature in regards to where you live. I used to have an herbalist teacher long ago who said whatever was growing in your neighborhood is exactly what the people in the neighborhood needed in terms of plant medicine. And so, I imagine that this desert flower is showing up to show you that even in the harshest conditions where one has to protect themselves, with all this prickly spines, something still beautiful can emerge from that condition. You are being told, group number one, that conditions are bringing forward new ways of survival for you, new ways of thriving for you. In the message that I got yesterday, um, Spirit keeps giving that to me in a few different ways, that we are transitioning out of survival into futurists. And this card came forward for you, group number one. It says, fierce love. Vulnerability is strength. Establish healthy boundaries. Love regardless of reciprocation. Have integrity in all interactions. Everyone is doing the best with the tools they have. Transmute fear into love. I would say transmute fear into love is catching my eyes, as well as vulnerability is strength. I think that sometimes when we're in these transformational lessons, we can feel that we are somehow weak when we need. But Spirit is saying your needs are actually what is bringing you towards your survival mechanism. I'm hearing that as a channeled message. I'm asking your ancestors exactly what they mean by that. They're saying that it is only when you know that you have a need, that you're vulnerable, that the answer comes forward in some way that you didn't expect it to come. The assistance, the help, it comes from a place you didn't expect, because in the desert, everyone may appear to be in need, but there are resources there in the most unlikely places. If you didn't know about the desert flowers, how would you know that if you could risk the prickly spines, there is a reserve of water in there, a reserve of moisture, so much so that it can bloom a flower with petals? So there's something about your situation, group number one, that Spirit wants for you to, it's giving hangman energy. Spirit, your guides, they want you to take on a different perspective. It doesn't mean to bypass maybe the feelings that you are in, but they want you to dream. They want you to journey. What would be helpful, and they're bringing this to my attention, is there are on YouTube different drum journey recordings. And if you have a drum, all the better. But they are saying that maybe you want to take a moment to listen to one of those drumming, shamanic drumming recordings, and sit and meditate with your journal and allow for the messages, your specific messages from your specific ancestors to come through. There are messages for you. There are resources for you. They keep saying in the most unlikely places. In the most unlikely places. So that is what I have for you, group number one. I hope that this was helpful, this message from your ancestors. But it is saying here that you are most definitely on some journey of transformation. And That transformation includes messages specifically for you, and to know that your prayers have been heard. And there's something about transmuting fear into love for yourself. I'm even hearing as a last message to find a way to forgive yourself. There's something you're blaming yourself for right now. And your ancestors are saying it is all part of the design of growth and transformation for you. So, group number one, if you resonated with this message, can you give it a thumbs up? It really does help me grow my brand new channel. If you like the way that I read, would you please consider subscribing to my channel? And as always, I appreciate everyone taking a moment to listen to this transmission from the ancestors for group number one. Take care.